Look, Diddy facing new disturbing allegations. Look, this was day 4 of Cassie Ventura testifying, and she let some things out the bag. Allegedly, Diddy had a jizz fetish. Yeah, you heard me right, jizz. Allegedly, after the freak-offs, when it was time, the coming process, Diddy wanted the shit, the jizz, the men's jizz, black, white, or orange, whoever was performing that night, wanted it spread all over his chest and his nipples. Oh, man. The Diddy was a monster. Yeah, Diddy, the diddler. He's done, bro. He's disgusting, man. Sick. On top of that, he had a piss. Piss and probably shit, too. But yeah, he used to make her gargle on piss and choke on it. Look, ain't nobody want that. You know what I mean? She just felt like she was gonna get her ass whooped had she not cooperated. Drop it in the comments. I'm obliged to believe the victims, man. Yeah, I'm obliged. I ain't listening to no little bullshit talk about this, knowing he did some thing too. You know what I mean? Allegedly. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real, bro. Y'all drop it in the comments. Scars from the playground. Look, Ray Vaughn throwing shots at Joey Badass. Look, and the boy Quick, too. I gotta salute him for that, because Joey Badass just did the Red Bull cipher where he say he gonna I'ma light a Ray. Look, bro released Ho Era a day later, in which he say, Goofy, don't let power get your TV turned off. Yeah, he say standing next to Soul ain't gonna save your soul. Look, this shit is hot. You know what I mean? Yeah, this shit is hot, straight off the furnace type of hot. I don't even just know Ray Vaughn like that, but I gotta go check him out. Yeah, Joey Badass shit was just sweet. You know, he spoke on something, but don't act like you really neat from Raising Canaan, bro. When he say he gonna light a Ray, man, a nigga take that shit serious as he should. You know what I mean? Light a Ray, what does that mean? That mean you gonna fire him up. You know what I mean? Y'all drop it in the comments. Nigga don't play like that. Joy, I don't think you want to play with old Ray Vaughn. You know what I mean? Real shit. Look, Ray Vaughn, wherever you are, bro. I know you fucking with TDE, but you know what? I'm gonna have to check you out. You know what I mean? Down here, I don't really just fuck with nothing TDE, bro. I don't like Absol. I like Kendrick Lamar before all this Drake beef. You know what I mean? But this new music, I ain't really fucking with it. Schoolboy Q. Don't ever speak to me about him. You know what I mean? Point blank, period. He did some whole ass shit back in the day. I can't fuck with him. But this new Ray Vaughn guy, I'm rocking with that. Yeah, I'm rocking with that, because that shit was tough, bro. To say some shit like that, you know what I mean? Don't Goofy, don't let power get your lights to your TV turned off. Standing next to Soul ain't gonna save your soul. Like, come on, man. The double entendre in that. Salutable, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Y'all drop it in the comments. Whoever Ray Vaughn is, man, drop a song that you think I should check out of Ray Vaughn. Because, you know what? I got to do some homework on that guy. Yeah, I got to do some homework, because like I said, I like that. Yeah, I like that. Some hip-hop shit for your ass. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Look, Lil Durk is trying to get born again for the 4th time. Look, bruh ain't taking no for an answer, and they gave him a hard no. But he just filed to reconsider this pre-trial bond release. Look, he won't hide. He won't hide, despite what they say he did. He won't out of there. Look, if you keep fighting for it, you might get it. But basically what he wants is a district judge to overturn what the other judge said. Now, which they may have the authority to do so, most of the time, they gonna be real stiff with it. Why? They all work together, fool. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. If you overturn something one judge has already said did, you're basically saying the judge didn't know what the fuck he was doing, and he was acting on some type of bias. I don't think he's getting out, but it's a nice try. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Look, Big Eugene Henley trial was supposed to kick off next week. They done pushed it back a year. It's gonna officially start May 2026. Look, they pushed it back a year because prosecutors requested more time to properly prepare for trial. Look, they got $20,000 Some are intercepted calls, all type of evidence on him. On top of that, Brick Baby say loose cannon trying to persuade him to go ahead and snitch, rat, so they can go ahead and get up out of that. Look, whatever's gonna be told probably has already been told. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. Usually when people come out and say this, they know something is gonna come up. So that's like, I told y'all they was trying, you know what I mean? Look, bro, Big U never gonna get out of jail, unfortunately, but do I think he was a monster? I think he did the best for that community. He was the Lord of the Flies. Somebody had to run him. Drop it in the comments, man. Shout out Big U, because he tried. That's all I can say, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Tory Lanez promises to expose the truth about Megan Thee Stallion. What happened that night when they say she really stepped on glass, but she say, he said, damn, bitch, damn. Pop, 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 pop. Well, look, he say he's going to expose the truth at 10 a.m. sharp tomorrow, 900 Wilshire Boulevard, downtown L.A. He's not going to be there, of course. He's going to be in prison. But they promise you're going to see never before seen evidence. Look, bro, violence again. Because guess what? If you was innocent, bro, fuck all the G code. You should have went up there and told them people you had nothing to do with it. Yeah, you had nothing to do with it. Wack 100 say this boy is gonna sue for all type of damages once they get him out of there. Hopefully Meg Thee Stallion can pay blah 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 blah. You should have said that a whole when this shit first happened. Let's just be honest. All that scared of Rock Nation and all that other shit. You didn't do the crime, don't do the time. YNs, big bros, unks, and this for the women too, bro. Don't go do no time for no nigga. Point blank, period. Or no woman. If it ain't you, you didn't do it, say that. You got to speak up for yourself when you have the opportunity. Unfortunately, he didn't, and he might be sitting there for the next 8. I'm rocking with Meg Thee Stallion on that one, for better or for worse. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the play. 50 Cent announces European Legacy Tour. He's embarking on a 12-city tour. Look, when 50 goes on tour, everybody makes money. The final lap tour in 2023, he made $103 million. He was the second rapper that ever do some shit like that. Look, for the people that don't know 50, think he stopped making hits a long time ago. He has a song with Lil Boosie. It's called Nigga, 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 Nigga. That motherfucker is hard. Drop it in the comments if you've heard it, but you gotta really love hip-hop to be exploring this shit and see that people still been dropping gems. Look, shout out 50 Cent. This gonna start in Frankfurt, Germany, June 9th, even though some of the posters are saying June 8th. Tickets going on sale, and that first show is gonna be June 9th, so if you're in Europe, go holler at him. And I know a lot of people would, because like I said, this is 50 Cent we talking about. He's more than just a guy that owns a fucking television channel and makes the movies, the shows. He's more than that, bro. This man is like really hip-hop. Yeah, that's what make him different. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Kendrick Lamar doesn't have a relationship with Snoop Dogg despite that West Coast connection. Look, Snoop said ever since K-Dot Duckworth called him out on whacked out Murals, he ain't spoke to him. They asked him why not. He say, for what? He say a big dog can get put in his place if it's by the right person. K-Dot did that. Look, I respect K-Dot. Why? He see through Snoop Dogg and all the bullshit. This has nothing to do with him retweeting tailor-made freestyle because he thought he was on edibles. He didn't know what it was. It ain't got nothing to do with that. A lot of people don't understand. Kendrick Lamar is a Tupac fan. Tupac hated him. And Snoop Dogg, you know, even pieced off on him a couple times. Had Snoop running through the hotel. Look, he's picking Pop. Yeah, despite your boy throwing shots at DDG, he say he a hoe-ass nigga for putting his hands on Haley. Yeah, a real trio foe. He say if you catch up with him, he's whooping his ass on site. Look, bro, this is new information. Nobody know that all this was going on behind the scenes until that restraining order hit the net. They say DDG was banging her head against the steering wheel, chipped a tooth, threw her phone, said, "Go get it, bitch." Well, look, Soulja Boy got a problem with that. Why he got a problem with that? The world may never know, but you don't know how these people know each other behind the scenes. So I don't know why he's rocking for it like that. But somebody need to whoop your ass for whooping Neil Riley. Yeah, you need your ass whooped for whooping on Nia. Drop it in the comments, man. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Go pay that money to that victim that you got out there, bro. You ain't got nothing to do with this. Yeah, you ain't got nothing to do with this. Why? You're guilty too, nigga. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Diddy assaulted Cassie for attending a Drake OVO fest. And she didn't even go. Look, she testified that she told him she was going to Toronto, Canada, to go see that Drake, attend the Drake OVO Fest. He didn't like that. What did he do? Came to our house, attempted to beat her, threw her into a bed frame, fucked up her eye. D-Rock took her to the hospital. Look, this shit looking bad for Diddy. The video, unedited, 15-minute video that they kept saying was edited, came out, bro. You see what type of nigga Diddy is. Holding his chest out. The man really thought he was a bad boy. Yeah, he really thought he was a bad boy with his chest out, walking with a towel, dragging this girl by the hair. Look, this ain't looking good for Diddy. It's more than a domestic situation. All you got to do is show that the person really has those traits, those characteristics, and it's over for him. Yeah, and I think she did that. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. DDG seemingly admits to domestic abuse. Look, Haley Bailey said this man was beating her. The friends have came up. First of all, DDG said that's not true. He's never laid a hand on her. Now the friends have came out talking too much. Look, when they start dragging the woman, bro, you obliged to believe something didn't happen. Yeah, he did it. Yeah, he did it. Look, the friends say she was the abusive one. She used to beat the shit out of DDG for no reason. Look, bro, all that's saying is you was hitting back, you know, slamming her head against the steering wheel and all this other type of shit, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. YNs, big bros, and unks, if you're listening, if you're in a violent relationship that woman is beating your ass, you must get out of there. It's some pussy shit to even take it. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Get out of there before we get too bad. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. I don't believe it. I'm obliged to believe Haley. That man just acts friendly. Ask friendly for the chat. You know, right? That's it, man. These niggas on drugs. They on perks and all type of shit. You understand that by the people he invited when he was making his last album. I didn't even know he tried or attempted to make gangster music, but now I know. That's who that guy is, bro. Y'all drop it in the comments, but shout out DDG. I can't say I like him. I don't even know him. You know what I mean? He's just another nigga on the internet. Point blank period. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Adin Ross throwing shots at Doechii. He says she's a female dog, a bitch, and an industry plant. Look, bro, they say she's amazing, but she never really shows the talent. Look, I'm gonna say this like this, man, and I'm gonna say it plain and simple. Fuck Adin Ross. I'm gonna say that again. Fuck Adin Ross. He just a streamer with some money. That's all that is. But Doechii is very, very, very talented, fam. Very talented. I don't know where she came from. I don't know how she was able to acquire the accolades so quick. But guess what? I don't even care. Because usually they don't even let somebody like Doechii in the building, bro. So industry plant, throw that out of there. Let's just say she's fucking winning and she's going to continue to win. And no, the music don't just jam. Because guess what? You ain't going to like everything from everybody. But if you really listen to her, she's trying. Yeah, she dares to be different. That's what's salutable in 2025, that she ain't trying to be like everybody else. Because guess what? They wouldn't have let her ass on if she had been. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, man. Fuck Adin Ross. That just is what it is, you know what I mean? Drop it in the comments. All he do, pay his way. Pay his way. If he didn't have no money, nobody wouldn't fuck with him. Point blank, period. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the Playground. Andre 3000 7 Piano Sketches album is lackluster. It's terrible, fam. It's terrible. Most notable, Matthew Shipp, a jazz pianist, said, "Oh my God, this is fucking atrocious." He say this man is some type of fucking asshole to even think that this was worth putting it out. Look, people have spoken. If you're anything like me, you had to go see what this album was about, because I love piano. Love it. I could rap over piano. Scores from the Playground could rap over anything. But look here, that's besides the point. I went to it. It's horrible, fam. It's something that could have stayed on the hard drive. And let's just be honest. Let's just be real. The piano, the flutes, the organs. Man, he's only who he is because people want to hear him rap, and they've always wanted to hear him rap. He's a pretty decent rapper. Amazing, if you want to be honest. But all this other type of shit, man, I don't know what he's doing, but it's a distraction, fam. Leave that shit on a hard drive. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Look up. The Outkast is getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. Big boy over there ready. He got a new album coming out. Man, go get on some tracks, bruh, and make your real comeback. But all that other type of shit, you going to wear the overalls, but when it come to the Met Gala, you going to put on your fancy suit with your pointy toes, but I'm going to strap a piano to my back because I'm selling the album. Man, get off the gas, bro. Niggas ain't with that shit no more, man. It's 2025, bro. You must really learn how to adapt and acclimate to this new way of life. You know what I mean? This new way of living in 2025. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the play.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.